So hey, have you missed me? I certainly hope so. I'm going to tell you where I've been and give you an update on the 1905 Ithaca shotgun. As well, I'm going to do a little bit more work on that buttstock, and I want to take you through that process as well. Stick around after the break. So all of the color coats are done on the buttstock. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to rub it out. I'm going to smooth out this finish. I'm going to show you how that's done here in just a minute. So stick around for that. The next thing that I'm working on, and I've been working on this, is polishing up the receiver. I'm going to do a few videos bringing you through the process of polishing that receiver. I'm trying to get out some of the nicks, some of the dings that are in it. The receiver is actually in remarkably good condition, so I'm not going to have to do a lot of work to take those dings out. But there are some work that needs to be done. I do need to get this thing polished up so we can put the color on it. That coloring on that's going to be a future episode as well. So we are progressing. We are getting work done on this Ithaca, so we'll continue to do updates on that as well. So let's go over and start rubbing out that finish. So I took some time off. I needed a break. I needed some time away. I needed some time for me. I needed to spend some time with my wife. All work and no play, you know the story and how that goes. So I took 3 weeks off, and it's been good. It's reinvigorated me. I'm ready to get back to work and to do more stuff. We spent a week out in San Diego, and my wife was there on a conference. I was there to drink the beer and have a good time. So I spent some time going to a lot of the different museums that San Diego has to offer. Walked the beach, walked the water. It's a great little town. Great for a lot of things. Great for dining. Great for music. Anyway, so we spent some time in San Diego. 100 degrees in Southern California. It was hot. When we got back, we had a couple days to get things cleaned up. Then we went to Albany, New York, to the People of Video conference. Put on by another YouTuber, Dan Courier. Dan's a great guy. Dan works very hard at this stuff. Got to listen to and meet a lot of very skilled creators. Trying always to learn to do this better, to bring you better content. That's always my goal. So I picked up a lot of tips, and perhaps you'll see some of those showing up on this channel over the next few weeks and months. Anyway, then it's fall here. It's almost snow time. 3 weeks ago, well, almost 4 weeks ago now, when I left and went to San Diego. The temperatures here were 95 degrees. The other morning I woke up and it was 38. So in just three and a half weeks, we've seen our temperatures drop from summer to fall. And that's not going to let up. It's sunny right now, the weather's beautiful, but fall is on the way. So again, I'm having to pick things up, put things away for winter. So anyway, these 3 weeks have been really important to me. Allowing me to get all those things that all the rest of you have to do as well, and just gave me some time to do it. So this 3-week break was really great, and I appreciate you guys for still being here after those 3 weeks. Today, the video is we're going to rub this out. One of the things that once you put on several coats, and I told you in the earlier video that I like to use very thin coats. You build up those thin coats, and what happens after a period of time is you begin to get sort of a hard gloss. You can only do that so long, and then you sort of get what I call the Velvet Elvis look, where that gloss begins to glare back at you. So we're going to tone that gloss down today. We're going to rub out the finish, and we're going to do that with rotten stone And then, believe it or not, we're going to mix that rotten stone with some thin down finish. And we're going to rub it out, and that's going to, again, it's going to tone down that appearance of that finish. But at the same time, it's going to apply another coat of finish. Now, once this is done, I'm going to come back and I'm going to put a couple, maybe 3 more coats, thin coats of finish on. And if it looks good, that'll end this buttstock. It'll have its finish on. And when I'm happy with it, I'll pull off that blue tape, and then we'll put the darker stain into the checkering, and then we can essentially consider this buttstock to be complete and move on to the next thing full time. We still have to do the forearm. I'm not worried about the forearm. We'll get to that probably towards the end of the process, because I'm working, as I said earlier in this video, that I'm working on polishing up that receiver. And once that receiver's polished up, I'm actually going to put a color coat on it that I'm hoping is going to mimic the original color case coloring that was on it. I'm not going to send this out for true color case. A couple of reasons. One, this receiver is very, very old, and I don't want to risk damaging it. The second thing is, I don't think the people who own the gun want to pay that bill. But I do want to try and get this color. I found a guy online who sells these chemicals that simulate color case, and I'm going to buy some of that, and we're going to give that a try. So that's a future video coming up. I hope you stick around for that. I'm going to learn right along with you guys, so that'll be an interesting and I hope fruitful outcome on that. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, so today let's go ahead and get this finish rubbed out so that it doesn't look like Velvet Elvis. All right, let's go ahead and get this done. Now, I've already mixed up the finish. I was prepping for this video, so the finish is all mixed up. It's just my standard finish, thin down, maybe thin down a little bit more, because once you add in the rotten stone is going to thicken up the finish. Now, you could do this in a lot of ways. You could sand it with 600, 1200 grit sandpaper. My problem with that is, if you've ever done it, when you use sandpaper, it tends to leave hard edges, and wherever there is a hard edge, like on the panels, the side panels, wherever that hard edge is, it tends to sand away, or potentially sand away the coloring and the prior finish. Then you end up with a white line. I don't want that. So for curved surfaces, I usually try to avoid the sandpaper. When I build my guitars, the guitars are flat. I don't mind using 1200, 2400 grit sandpaper there to smooth out the finish. It actually works very well. But on this, again, it's a curved surface. We're going to use the rotten stone only. So to do this, to start out with, I'm just going to take my finish and dip my finish in, my hand rather, in the finish, and we're going to add a little bit of finish. Then we're going to take and we're going to reach down and we're going to put some of that rotten stone on the tip of our finger, and we're going to start rubbing it out. Now, while I'm rubbing it out, you can actually feel the grittiness to the finish. Now, I don't know if you can see it in the camera or not, but it kind of leaves a black coating, and that black coating is from the rotten stone. Now, as you're rubbing this down, you can feel the grittiness going away. So the rotten stone is acting as an abrasive, obviously, and it's starting to pull away or smooth out that finish that you applied below. And you just keep rubbing until your fingertips are telling you that you've got this fairly smooth. Taking a paper towel, again, we're just pulling off the finish in the rotten stone. And once you've got that that grittiness gone, once the surface of the original finish is smoothed out, you can hear it, and your fingers are telling you that it's where it needs to be. Now, many times in my videos, I have said that there are 1,000 woodworkers and 1,000 ways to do this, and every one of them is okay. You can challenge me if you want, and I'm okay with that, because we all do this in ways that work for us. This is how I have learned to do this over the years. My results satisfy me, and of course it satisfies the one person or persons that matter, and those are the customers. Those are the people who are paying the bills. So as long as my customers are happy, as long as I'm happy, and sometimes I need to be the one that's satisfied before the customers, then we have a win-win. So all you keyboard woodworkers, have at it. Yeah, that's pretty. That's nice. You know, I have, especially more recently, I've had so many great comments and great conversations with people from around the country, even around the world, telling me their stories about their guns, their grandfathers, their fathers, and all those events in their past and their history, and how these old firearms relate back to them. And I think that is the deal. That is the story that the media really misses. You know, they want to go on and on and on about how terrible a firearm is, and at the same time they don't realize or think about the level or extent of history that we as a country have with these old firearms. To me, it's really important. It's why I do these restorations, because of the story, because of the history, because of you guys, because of all those events in your past that you've been willing to share here on this channel. And I really do appreciate those in ways that you may not understand. So please, always make a comment. Let me know your story. Let me know, you know, those firearms that have meant something to you in your past. I try to respond to all of them. Sometimes I miss them, and I apologize if I missed yours, but I really do think these stories are critical to the survival of what we do. Of course, obviously, once we've done this, we want to keep our fingers and our fingerprints off from it, because it is finish. It has been added finish. So anyway, any comments or any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments if you want. Also, over there on my Patreon page, I try to give more detailed explanations. So if you have a question and you're a Patreon member, I will do everything I can to help guide you through some process that you're working on. So that's one of the benefits to being a Patreon. As well, if any of the information that I've shared with you over the last few years has helped you, please consider heading on over to Patreon. We have 2 levels, the $3 and the $5 level. I would appreciate any of that. It helps to support the cost of developing or building these videos. So all of that would be appreciated as well. So, short video today. I wanted to update you on where I've been, where I am on this project, show you show you me rubbing out this finish, getting it prepped for final coats, which is coming up next. And if you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like, tag, follow, all of that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.